Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and everyone non-binary. I'm the Somnolent Monk, but you can call me Monk. Today we have something a bit different to my normal reviews, as I wanted to try something with a bit more action. Playing through the game A Way Out with a friend the first time was a fun experience, but at the end we were chatting about the game and I made the comment, "Man, I'm glad you agreed to play with me. If not, I probably would have tried to do it myself with 2 controllers." And they said, "Ha, yeah, that would suck, especially the part." So that being said, can you beat A Way Out with only one person? So what is this game and why is it going to be so hard to do solo? This is A Way Out, the 2018 prison escape co-op game from the breakout developers at Hazelight Studios. A Way Out features a strong focus on co-op based puzzles and action sequences, and even when played online, is presented in a split-screen format. Which brings us to the next part. How exactly is this going to be difficult? Well, the heavy co-op sections are typically fine for normal play. However, I'm going to have to rely on multitasking and quick reflexes to stand a chance in this run, as solely focusing on one character could easily lead to the other's ruin. And to provide a bit of proof, so you won't think I've got a second person off camera or something, bam, hand cam. Yes, I know my hands are hairy. I was raised by Bigfoots. Or is it Big Feet? Now for the 2 main ground rules of this run. Firstly, I want to focus on doing at least something with both characters at all times. There will be some times where I'll need to focus on one, sure, but I'm not just going to put one of the characters in a corner somewhere and clear as much as I can with the other. I feel that doesn't encapsulate what this run's about. Secondly, I will be getting every achievement as they come up. Which, if you haven't played A Way Out before, the achievements, all except for one, are pretty easy to obtain. And trust me, you'll know what that one is soon enough. So without too much more ado, I'll pick my characters, and we'll get started. A bus arrives, dropping off its newest batch of inmates. On that bus is Vincent Moretti, a former banker arrested for embezzlement, as he begins his first day in prison. A man currently 6 months into his 8-year armed robbery sentence is Leo Caruso, resting in the yard as he waits out his sentence. Leo eventually returns to his cell as Vincent is washed down, processed, and finally presented to the warden. Which, after some discussion, which I apparently wasn't capturing despite the game itself being captured,
"Why are you like this?"
Vincent is allowed to go to his cell, which happens to be directly next to Leo's. Well, that's convenient. As for now, no challenges as far as gameplay, except for trying to keep them both from walking around like newborn deer. But that's all about to change as both Leo and Vincent enter the yard the next day. This first achievement you can get in the game is called the Dip, requiring Leo to break some dude's record on the dip rack. A fairly straightforward task as it just involves button mashing. Just be sure that you talk to the man and accept the challenge first, or you'll probably have to go back and do it all again. Like I did. Wait, do I have to talk to this guy first? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. I could easily do 20. No, I'm sweating. I'm very much sweating. Afterwards, both men reach the basketball court. Leo gets ambushed by a man named Dragomir, as Vincent later joins the fray, fighting off Dragomir and company with back-and-forth quick-time events that, luckily, give you enough time to switch controllers in between sections. After some scuffling, the guards break up the fight and we all take a lunch. Leo waits in line for his food, while Vincent has the insurmountable task of finding where to sit in social gatherings. Honestly? Relatable. By the time Leo gets his food, Dragomir jumps him. Vincent springs up to defend his apparent new best buddy, and the fighting spills into the kitchen as, in terms of gameplay, we have to walk back throwing various objects to slow them down to avoid getting stabbed. Waking up in the infirmary, Leo tells us that he needs a tool, and we go into a stealth section of Leo sneaking around while Vincent distracts the nurse. Meeting up later, Vincent tries to get in on Leo's breakout plan, only truly finding traction when he mentions a name. Harvey. Leo lunges at Vincent with enough rage that it killed the battery in one of my controllers.
Oh no, my battery! No!
As I look for batteries, Vincent and Leo eventually decide to team up to take down Harvey. No strings attached, and find a way out. After retrieving a chisel on the roof from an earlier section, we begin our escape at nightfall. Using the chisel to slowly loosen the fixtures around our toilets without the guards noticing. Proceeding through until we reach an insurmountable drop, a drop that Leo suggests can be rappelled down using sheets. From here on, the gameplay consists of collecting items to get further and further through the underbelly of the prison. Eventually, with enough pieces in place, the escape begins. Sneaking our way onto the roof where we got the chisel, and into the warden's office, going out onto the balcony to get our second achievement for releasing the warden's bird. Taking down the guards stealthily and making our way to the watchtower. As we zipline across, the line breaks, and Vincent is left hanging for his life as Leo gets shot at. And this is where the challenge really gets started, as the difficulty ramps up, often wanting actions to be taken by both characters at the same time. Dual takedowns, running sections, and just tighter windows of error. We make a break through the woods with the cops and their canines on our tail. With one last jump, Leo and Vincent lose the chase, wanted, but now free, in a better place. Wandering through the woods, we get our third achievement, and this one is in reference to a previous game that the head of Hazelight Studios, Joseph Fares, wrote and directed, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. After more exploration, they stumble upon a farmhouse, with a lovely elderly couple residing there. Leo suggests to tie the couple up, but we're gonna ignore that and just release their horses. Around the farmhouse, there are actually a few different achievements. One for fixing the windmill, one for finding the Master Sword, and one that I was dreading. One that I warned you all about at the start. This is In Sync. Oh, whoops, wrong picture. This is In Sync. A seemingly easy achievement only requiring both characters to get a 20-note combo in this Guitar Hero style minigame. And to be fair, it is easy. For two people. But alone, not only did I need to split my focus between two sets of notes, not only were the notes completely random, eliminating any chance of relying on muscle memory, but once you hit a 10-note combo, the tempo doubles, and it gets nearly impossible to keep both combos going. And so I began, trying over and over, testing new methods. I tried getting closer, I tried backing up, I tried moving the camera so the notes would contrast better with the background. It seemed impossible.
Damn it. Nice. For the love of
2020! I got 20.
That's right. I hit 20 notes, and the cutscene that usually plays to unlock the achievement didn't play. Meaning that it wasn't good enough. I kept at it again and again, reaching so close but never getting there, until...
nice. Damn it.
21 and... No, that's it. You can't do it.
I gave up. Calling it a Pyrrhic victory, as in my mind there was nothing else I could do to unlock it. Getting exactly what every other guide online said. So, at least for right now, we're moving on. Leo and Vincent proceeded to the barn and started up the old truck. By this time, the elderly couple returned, calling the cops and firing some parting shots. This begins some of the hardest sections for this run, the driving sections. In this one in particular, Vincent is driving while Leo is shooting at the police that are trying to stop us. And as you can see from the controllers here, I had to get a little bit creative, using hair bows to hold down the acceleration on Vincent and the aim down sights button for Leo. Because there is no way I would have been able to hold the triggers and accurately aim and steer. After crashing yet another vehicle, we make a mad dash getting to a boat to escape. This is nice. We should go sailing more often. Or rowing, I guess. And honestly, this part was easier than when I first played it in co-op. However, as the rapids intensify, the boat shatters apart, almost sending Vincent down the river permanently, grabbing onto Leo's hand to pull himself to safety. As they relax, Leo mentions how he and Harvey got on such bad terms. See, during a trade deal for a rare gem called the Black Orlov, Harvey goes rogue, killing the dealer with a pop and betraying Leo, quickly getting away as the cops roll in. After that, we approach the trailer park, and upon getting the 3 achievements here, we finally meet up with Leo's wife/girlfriend and son. His son, however, recently learned of what Leo had done in prison, so naturally, he's scared of what his father has become. He runs from Leo, hiding in his treehouse as Vincent gets us another achievement. Leo finally gets his son to come around, and even offering to play a bit of basketball, a tender and loving bond between a father and his son who haven't seen each other in 8 months. What is that music?
He's heating up! He's on fire! Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
After saying their goodbyes, the two take a bus to the construction site, looking for a man named Ray, who can lead them to finding Harvey. The only problem is, he's not exactly on the best of terms with Leo, as he immediately runs off upon seeing us. We chase him through the scaffolding and up and onto the roof, finally catching him. As we bring him up for questioning, we politely ask him where to find Harvey, but not before getting an achievement for Leo's dream sequence. After we get our info, we need to get armed, so after we make a quick withdrawal from the gas station, we head off to another one of Leo's old friends, Jasmine, who after some convincing, allows us to get ourselves some guns. I went with the burst-fire M16 for Vincent, and the close-range shotgun for Leo. I figured I should cover my bases since it's going to be me with no partner. After properly being armed, we head off. However, Jasmine heads over to a motel and makes a call to Harvey, ratting out Leo even though she just got paid. Harvey then proceeds to call in the big guns, a hitman. The boys stop by a theater to contact a pilot that Vincent just knows, apparently. As he goes to tell Leo, the hitman arrives, and might I just say, he sucks. Instead of sneaking closer or waiting to get a clear shot, he decides to just shoot his silenced gun from 30 feet, 10 meters, away, while walking. And my God, he doesn't even put in the effort to chase them. He walks after them like Michael Myers, getting himself locked out and eventually choked out by 2 people with no combat training. R.I.P. World's Worst Assassin. God must have spent a little more time on you. As the failure of a killer lies dead on the ground, Vincent tells Leo that his wife has gone into labor. Oh, wait, did I not mention Vincent's wife? I thought you knew. Well, Vincent's got a wife, and she's about an hour or so away from giving birth. Upon hearing that, Leo says the plan can wait for now, and they rush over to see her, making absolutely sure that there are no detours at all. Oh God, not again.
Ha! Suck it, loser.
Upon finally reaching the maternity ward, Vincent decides his best bet is napping and dreaming he's a space cowboy on the moon. It's an achievement. When he finally meets his wife, she's made it through labor. As Vincent holds his baby, he starts explaining how I want you back, and I just need to do one thing and things will go back to the way they were. And as that's happening, the cops burst in, chasing after Leo and beginning my favorite part of the game. This part goes back and forth between the two characters as they run and fight their way out of the hospital. It's got everything: action, stealth, a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It's a really fun part of the game. But as we make our way down, Leo is put in custody. As they escort him to the cruiser, Vincent slams his car through the blockade, and he and Leo drive off, and eventually make it to the hangar. At which point we need to help the pilot prep for takeoff, not before getting the last 2 achievements in the game.
Are you sure about that?
No, not you. Thinking of you makes me ill. Those achievements are for playing the arcade game over in the corner, and for Leo nearly dying. Both are super simple, even alone. After helping the pilot, we're given a choice: land safely and trek our way through the jungle, or take the most high-paced, action-packed route and skydive out of the plane above the island. And you better believe I chose the best one. So after trekking through the jungle, we arrive at the base. What? Okay, I have a good reason for not skydiving. Not because it's super difficult, in fact, it's actually not too bad. The reason is actually because every time I've played this game, and all the playthroughs I've seen, not a single one has picked the jungle route. And what if it's super interesting or something? I mean, it's not. It's really not. And with this, I'm actually going to have to make one slight caveat to the rules. Because there is no feasible way to have both characters walking, aiming, and firing at the same time. I don't have enough fingers for that. So, for the shooting sections only, the rule changes as this. Only one character is active at a time. When that character needs to reload, I will immediately switch controllers, and I am not allowed to return to that character until the other one needs to reload. It gives a bit of a challenge while still being possible. And if you think that's me chickening out or trying to make this easier, I implore you, try it. Try to take both characters through while constantly aiming, walking, and shooting, and send the clip my way. Because if you can do it, I will make a second video just to show me doing that. Fighting and sniping our way through the complex is honestly anything but. A few times I had to leave Leo in the line of fire, but quickly covering him with Vincent kept everything pretty well maintained. Halfway through the complex, we were given the chance to switch weapons if we want. And the M16 just wasn't cutting it, so I switched to the rifle for Vincent. Other than that, it all went by pretty smoothly, and crescendoed with a boss fight against Harvey, slowly fighting up between waves of enemies as Harvey rained down grenades from his balcony. As we corner him, we have him open the safe and surrender the Black Orlov. He quickly puts Leo in a hostage situation as I somehow really struggled with this part. I was focusing more on aiming with Vincent instead of the easy button prompt for Leo. After we mag dump lead into Harvey's unmentionables, he falls like Tony Montana into his pool, finally killing the monster. Vincent and Leo begin their escape, bringing us to the part I was honestly dreading more than the in-sync achievement. We reach the motorbike escape, bringing back the hairbows to hold down the triggers in this part, as steering is the only thing that matters. And as far as steering goes, you can definitely tell which screen I was looking at any given time. And if not for the checkpoints, this would have been god-awful, because I legitimately needed every single one of them to proceed.
Yeah, it's a robot.
Hey Leo, how's it going?
After some time, Leo loses his bike. He quickly hops on the back of Vincent's, shooting off the back not too dissimilar from the truck section earlier. Only about 20 times worse due to how aggressive the car chasing us is. It quite honestly took me an insane amount of trial and error before I made it, reaching the plane with both Leo and Vincent. As we land, we find ourselves surrounded by the police. It's over. It's the end of the line. For one of us. Vincent drops his hands and tries to take Leo into custody. An undercover cop from the very beginning, tasked only with using Leo to retrieve the Black Orlov. And at this point, the run's pretty much done. As the game switches to a player versus player format, and seeing as both players are me, it isn't terribly difficult. The two men trade lead in the building and trade blows on the rooftop, as the only gun lays just out of reach. A stark realization sets in on the two men, and a scramble begins, inching and crawling to get there before the other. For me, Vincent reaches the gun first, drawing on the man who had his back every step of the way, the man who just got to reunite with his son. He pulls the trigger, killing Leo. The heavy rain now quieted as Leo slumps over. One last button prompt lets us grab Leo's hand as he takes his last breaths. To answer the question posed at the start of this video, yes, you can absolutely beat A Way Out with one person. Thank you all so much for watching. I know I say this every time, but it never gets tiring for me. And I really do appreciate every single one of you. Nevertheless, I've been Monk. No, there's still something eating at me. Getting so close to 100% but falling just short kills me. So I started again. Because this, I promise you, I will never stop. I will 100% this game. I kept going again and again until...
Nice.
Yes!
You ready?
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
There it bloody is.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, all right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Come on, Vincent.
I have been Monk. You have been wonderful. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
Oh, you're good.
Bye. Bye. Vincent and Leo eventually decide to team up to take down Harvey. No strings attached. Wanted, but now free. In a better place. This is nice. We should go sailing more often. Harvey goes rogue, killing the dealer with a pop and betraying Leo. We finally meet up with Leo's wife/girlfriend and the close-range shotgun for Leo. I figured I should cover my bases since it's going to be me with no partner. Jasmine heads over to a motel and makes a call to Harvey, ratting out Leo even though she just got paid. R.I.P. World's Worst Assassin. God must have spent a little more time on you. Oh, Wait, did I not mention Vincent's wife? I thought you knew. Vincent decides his best bet is napping and dreaming he's a space cowboy on the moon. It's an achievement. As Vincent holds his baby, he starts explaining how I want you back, and I just need to do one thing and... No, not you. Thinking of you makes me ill. Because this I promise you, I will never stop. Bye, bye, bye.